What if I told you that the ancient Greeks, over 2,000 years before the first iPhone, built a computer? I know, this isn't a myth, and it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a real physical device. So in a Roman-era shipwreck off the coast of a tiny Greek island, divers found this, a corroded bronze lump, about the size of a shoebox. Yeah, inside was a system of over 30 interlocking gears, a level of complexity that humanity would not see again for another 1,400 years. It's wild. We thought the Greeks only made, simple gears for watermills. Wow, we were completely, utterly wrong. So this isn't just a story about some old, rusty machine. I mean, this is a revelation. It really is. It forces us to question everything we thought we knew about ancient technology and the trajectory of human history, right? Understanding this device unlocks a secret chapter of our past. Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to decode its incredible secrets, explore who could have possibly built it, and confront the most mind-bending question of all. Where did this knowledge come from? And more importantly, where did it go? Our story begins not in a laboratory or a university, but in the turbulent waters of the Aegean Sea in the year 1900. Right? A team of Greek sponge divers, led by Captain Dimitrios Kontos, was forced by a violent storm to take shelter near the small, rocky island of Antikythera. So, when the storm passed, they decided to dive in these unfamiliar waters. And one diver, Elias Stadiatis, surfaced moments later, babbling in terror about a heap of dead, naked people on the seafloor. The captain, thinking the diver had lost his mind from the pressure, dove down himself. And what he found was not a gruesome massacre, but the astonishing remains of an ancient shipwreck. Okay, the dead people were magnificent bronze and marble statues scattered across the seabed for 2 millennia. I mean, this was one of the most significant underwater archaeological discoveries in history. They spent the next year in a grueling and dangerous salvage operation. Yeah, with primitive diving helmets and canvas suits, they could only spend 5 minutes at a time at a depth of 45 meters. Think about that. 1 diver died and 2 were paralyzed from the bends. Wow. Yet they brought up a treasure trove, stunning statues, glassware, pottery, coins, and among all these glorious artifacts, there was one unimpressive, corroded lump of bronze and rotted wood, and it was unceremoniously packed away and sent to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, where it was practically forgotten. Quietly, it sat there for 2 years, just a worthless-looking lump. Right, but in May 1902, an archaeologist named Valerios Stais was examining the finds. So he picked up the lump, and as he turned it over, something impossible caught his eye. Just through a crack in the calcified crust, he saw the faint outline of a gearwheel with perfectly triangular teeth. A gear inside a rock? But of course it wasn't a rock, it was the remains of a machine. And that single observation would set in motion a century-long quest to understand an object that, by all accounts, should not exist. So, what exactly was this device? Well, for decades, it remained an enigma. I mean, the mechanism was fragmented into 82 separate pieces, all encased in corrosion. It's like trying to understand a supercomputer that had been smashed with a hammer and left at the bottom of the ocean for 2,000 years. The first major breakthrough came in the 1970s from a historian of science, Derek de Solla Price. Okay, using X-rays, he peered inside the fragments, and what he discovered was staggering. He counted at least 30 precision gears. Okay, he described it as a clockwork mechanism of a complexity that would not be seen again until the great astronomical clocks of the 14th century European cathedrals. That's a 1,400-year leap in technology. But what did it do? Well, thanks to modern technology like advanced CT scanning, we can now answer that with breathtaking certainty. This was not just a clock. No, it was a portable mechanical cosmos. You could say it was, in every functional sense, the first analog computer. You would turn a hand crank on the side and the entire universe, as the Greeks knew it, would just spring to life. So on the front face, dials displayed the calendar and the position of the sun and moon against the zodiac. Right, pointers for the 5 planets known to the ancients, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, would track their complex paths. And it even had this beautiful little half-silvered ball that rotated to show the current phase of the moon. But the true genius was hidden inside. Yeah, the Greeks knew the moon's orbit isn't a perfect circle. It speeds up and slows down. Okay, to model this, the creator used an epicyclic gear system, essentially one gear riding on another. This pin and slot mechanism was just unbelievably sophisticated, a concept that was thought to have been invented 1,000 years later. I mean, this machine was modeling the subtle irregularities of the heavens with bronze. And on the back, well, two large, elegant spiral dials. The top one was a calendar mapping the 235-month Metonic cycle. That's a 19-year cycle that harmonized the solar and lunar calendars. But the bottom dial is where it gets truly amazing. It was an eclipse predictor. Yeah, you could align the pointers to know the month, day, and even the hour of a future solar or lunar eclipse. And here's a fantastic little detail that shows the human side of this machine. Tucked into one of the dials was a smaller 4-year dial, and its purpose? To show the timing of the Pan-Hellenic Games, including the most famous of all, the Olympics. So this device could not only reveal the secrets of the cosmos, but also tell you when to get tickets for the ancient equivalent of the Super Bowl. I mean, talk about a multifunctional device. So, we've just seen what this incredible device is, right? A mechanical computer of unparalleled genius. But the next question is even bigger. Who could create it? Okay, before we explore the minds behind this masterpiece, if you're finding this journey into the past as fascinating as I am, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us continue to bring these lost stories to light. Yeah, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. So, who built the Antikythera Mechanism? Well, we don't have a signature, no made by stamp, but we do have clues. The inscriptions are in a form of Greek from Corinth, suggesting a connection to that region or its colonies. This leads to our first most famous suspect, Archimedes of Syracuse. Yes, the legendary mathematician and engineer. The Roman writer Cicero, writing around the time the ship sank, describes 2 such machines built by Archimedes. The description is almost a perfect match. But the problem? Well, Archimedes died in 212 BCE, over a century before the ship sank. So if it was his, it was a treasured antique. It's a tantalizing possibility. Our second major candidate is Hipparchus of Rhodes, the greatest astronomer of antiquity. He lived from 190 to 120 BCE, a time frame that fits the mechanism's construction date perfectly. And critically, Hipparchus developed the very astronomical theories that the mechanism calculates. You see, the machine is essentially a physical embodiment of his life's work. Plus, the ship was believed to be sailing from Rhodes when it sank. It's highly plausible a workshop on Rhodes, perhaps under his direct guidance, was the source. Awestruck, we may never know the name of the specific craftsman, but we do know that this person, or this team, were absolute geniuses. I mean, they weren't just astronomers or just engineers, they had to be both. Right, they needed the theoretical knowledge of the cosmos and the master craftsmanship to translate it into dozens of tiny interlocking bronze gears. It's an intersection of science and art that is simply breathtaking. Shifting to a more profound tone, and this brings us to the final and maybe the most profound mystery. If the ancient Greeks could build this in 100 BCE, why did this technology disappear? Right, why was the next device of comparable complexity an astronomical clock built in the 14th century? What happened to that 1400 years of knowledge? This is the great historical amnesia. One theory, these devices were incredibly rare and expensive, and the secret to making them was held by only a few. So when they died, the knowledge died with them. More certain, a second, more likely theory is recycling. Yeah, bronze was an extremely valuable metal. An old broken machine would have been seen as just a block of scrap metal and melted down to make swords or statues. The Antikythera Mechanism only survived because of a catastrophic shipwreck. It was saved by disaster. Just think, how many others ended up in the foundry, their genius melted away forever? It's a sobering thought. This implies that our idea of a linear progression of technology might be an illusion. You know, history is not a straight line. It's full of peaks and valleys and lost worlds of knowledge. And the Antikythera Mechanism is a ghost from one of those peaks. It's a message in a bottle from a lost golden age of technology, telling us that the past is far more complex and brilliant than we ever imagined. Sincerely, the existence of this single object proves that some of the most brilliant ideas can be lost, and that we might not be as advanced as we think. In some ways, we are just rediscovering what our ancestors already knew. So, what do you think? I mean, was this a one-of-a-kind invention, or are there other technological marvels from the ancient world still waiting to be discovered? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. Until next time, keep questioning.